if you didn't even know how to do it, great. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. So we are back out at my shop and going to do a little bit of a how-to on this. We are going to be working on, I want to show you guys anyways real quick how to just change out oil and real quick like sharpen a blade on a mower. Now I know probably by this point a lot of people know how to do this on top of a bunch of other videos as well. So I'm sure probably I'm sure there's at least one other video about this. So what we are working on is an old snapper. This is actually a deck that I had gotten years back, fixed it up, painted it, blah blah blah. But this is a 5 horse Tecumseh motor. Which with the push mower, they come with all kinds of motors on there and everything. But through my experience of working on these things, the vast majority of these motors are practically identical on being able to change out drop the blade, sharpen it, and be able to change the oil. So like I said, they're vastly the same. They're vastly identical. So let me go ahead and get you set up and just point things out to you. For this little bit, you'll be needing just your basic tools here. There's such a variety of different types of bolts for the blade, so it's best just to go ahead and have a run of sockets to work with, a ratchet, and a couple of extensions, 3/8 specifically for the oil drain plug. You'll also be needing a board as well, either 2x, 1x, whatever it is, whatever you have handy, or just something to be able to shove up here and be able to keep the blade from spinning whenever you go to loosen this up and tighten it up. Alright, I'm not real sure how well you can see this, but you see how the board is oriented to the blade? This here is the cutting edge. Now whenever you go to tighten it up, go to put the blade back on, you want to have the board on the back side of the blade. Whenever you go to take it off, you want to have it on the front side of the blade. That way it will bind up, because usually you just simply stick it through the side chute where it shoots out, or in the flat that's in the back here, especially on these newer model mowers that has that flap here in the back. You can stick this board up through there and send it to the side, either side of the deck, to be able to catch it. So like I said, whenever you go to put the blade on, have it on the back side of the blade, and whenever you're taking it off, have it on the front side of the blade to make sure that you bind it correctly. If not, you don't have a heyday. Okay, so right here is where the bolt is for the blade, and the drain plug. Usually they're 3/8 extensions. Well, 3/8 drives. These guys, it's usually just these, but there are others that are a box end where it's the 3/8 stud sticking out. So you have that little piece sticking out instead of the insert. In this case, it's the, oh, can't really see it, but hold on, let me see if I can get my light up in there. Right there is the drain plug. And that's that 3/8 inch drive drain plug. So you guys can see better. This is what this one looks like for the blade. Now I've seen these things go from 1/2 inch up to 5/8. I think I've seen 1 or 2 that were 3/4. So like I said, it varies from motor to motor, and just simply this adapter. So whenever you're going to do this, sockets and 3/8 drive, and you might need a crescent wrench. Let's go ahead and get this drained out. Now whenever you're draining the oil, make sure that your drain plug, your fill plug, your fill valve for the oil is loose. That way you can drain easier. Usually it's where the dipstick is. For the sharpening, you'll want a grinder or a file or a bench grinder. If you do it all correctly, any of those correctly, you'll come out with the same result. Just some are a little bit quicker than others. Now, a good way to tell that you're needing to sharpen is this one's not terribly bad, but if you can run your thumb across this or your finger across this and it doesn't cut it, or you're gonna usually that's a tall tale sign there. Now I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's grooves along this edge, and that's another sign as well that they're needing to be sharpened. So for this step, like I said, you'll either need a grinder, file, or bench grinder. Now you also need to have a clamp for this, so that way you can have it clamped down to a device of some sort. That way it stays firm while you're working with it. That way it doesn't move. Now keep in mind, whenever you're putting your blade back in there, they are direction oriented, or at least side oriented. Now that side that you ground on, that edge, see how it's a little bit shiny? See the shimmer of the shimmer of the light across here? That's the top of the edge. Make sure that that is going up whenever you're going to put this back on. Like I said, it is side oriented, so make sure you get it right, or it won't be cutting quite right. Now, whenever you're going to put oil in, chances are, well, first off, chances are you're not going to have the original owner's manual. And if you're lucky, it'll tell you what you need on the side of the motor. Right here, it tells you oil 5W30. That's the kind of oil you need. And it does not say how much. But, lucky for me, this isn't the first go around of changing oil on this thing. So, this particular motor takes about half a quart. So, that's why I'm going to put it in there. But they do know, usually, I do know that these things take somewhere between half and a full quart of oil. And I don't have any, oh wait, this is SAE, sorry, this is SAE 30. So, it's 30 weight oil. I don't have any 5 weight, I do have 10 weight. So, that's what I'm going to use for this. So, whenever you're going to put the oil in, if you don't know how much, put it in a little bit at a time until it at least comes onto the dipstick, and start putting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more until it gets up to the full. Because you'll see that, you see the hash here. Now, the bottom says add, the top says full. So whenever you get up to that top line, that's when you know you got enough oil in there. Now, that's pretty much the gist of how to change and sharpen up the blade of a push mower, or simply replacing the blade itself. So hopefully you got something from this and be able to understand how to do it a lot better. If you didn't even know how to do it, great. Yeah. So hopefully you had gotten something from this and be able to do this on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to a video verse and go from there. Alright, so this video verse is in 1 John chapter 2, and it is verses 3 through 6. And it says, "This is how we know that we know him, if we keep his commands. The one who says, 'I have come to know him,' and yet doesn't keep his commands is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, truly in him the love of God is made complete. This is how we know we are in him. The one who says he remains in him should walk just as he walked." And that's 1 John chapter 2, verses 3 through 6. And I'll see you guys in the next one.